Well, very interestingly, at Jones Lang LaSalle, we see that there'll be real shortages of large units of Grade A accommodation in 2012 and 2013 across the whole of central London. And therefore, one of the obvious strategies for any developer is to fill that gap in the market. It'll either be through speculative development or the provision of very good refurbished buildings. The one issue, though, particularly in speculative development, is that of timing. Can they fill the gap in time? It's not because of the time for delivery of a building, it's actually securing the finance that will allow a developer to start sooner rather than later. I suppose there's two ways of getting around that. One will be to develop out of your own resources, particularly if you're one of the bigger REIT developers. Or the alternative will to be work closely with some of the institutions or funds who may consider funding ahead of the rest of the general market. On that basis, you can fill the gap. The second alternative is refurbishment. It's not necessarily exactly what the market's looking for, but if there's no other space available, they will look to very good refurbished space. It's got a shorter lead-in time and less of a risk profile, though the returns may be slightly muted in comparison to spec development. And probably the risk-averse alternative, and I think one that a lot of developers will pursue, is actually working closely with occupiers. Because in the same way that developers see that there's a gap in the market in terms of availability, so do a lot of occupiers, and they will need to have regard to their occupational needs of 2 or 3 years down the line. So the occupier and the developer working together, a way of securing the site they prefer, delivering the building prefer, and plugging that lack of availability in the marketplace. And for both, they get good returns, but in different ways.